What's going on, everyone? So one of the Utah Jazz insiders, James Hansen, proposed a trade with the Los Angeles Lakers for just Collin Sexton. So it's not Walker Kessler and Collin Sexton, it's just Collin Sexton, and gave his reasoning as to why this could be a potential trade. So I wanted to talk about it because, again, it's not a Lakers insider, a Laker reporter reporting. No, it's a Utah guy saying, hey, this is how the Lakers could potentially get a Collin Sexton. So, diving into it, it would be Collin Sexton to the Lakers for Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jalen Hood-Schifino. So again, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino for Collin Sexton. And then the reasoning is, in this trade, the Utah Jazz take on an underwhelming Gabe Vincent and have a reunion with Vando. This will surely hurt the Jazz's offense and even give Utah a potential trade piece in Vanderbilt. But the biggest win here for the Jazz is removing the top four protections on the 2027 Lakers first they already own. If the Lakers have a rough season in 2 years, they don't want that pick to potentially stay with the Lakers. If they bottom out, this might also be post-LeBron James, which makes this even more valuable to take off the protection. So essentially, what James is proposing is essentially, again, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and then removing the protections on the 2027 pick that they already own. So not an additional pick, nothing like that, just removing those protections and then kind of doing that 3-for-1 swap, which if the Lakers could do that, I'm not going to lie, I'd probably do it. I really like Jared Vanderbilt. I really want to see Jared Vanderbilt return, but you'd still have Rui to turn into something, right? And now you can maybe look to turn Rui into another 3-and-D wing. Do you take a chance to go get, like, I don't know, do you go get a Kyle Kuzma or something, right, at that point? And then just go turn, a Christian Wood into a Day'Ron Sharpe, because you're not giving up any picks. You're getting a young point guard for now in the future that would help with the offense, give you that upgrade, right? Yes, you're not getting the center you want in Walker Kessler, but again, you're not giving up any assets outside of what Utah already has in a 2027 first. You're just removing the top four protected. To me, I'm like, fine. Like, to me, it's just, you don't have it anyway, so you might as well just give it up, right? And you're bringing in a guy that could be your guard for now and the future, give you that athleticism, right? Give you that point of attack, although defensively, he's not a great defender. However, when he is locked in and engaged, he can be. He's had some incredible defensive sequences. It's just him not wanting to buy in possession after possession after possession after possession. Maybe saw it alongside like a Dorian Finney-Smith and an Anthony Davis and stuff. Maybe that could potentially change things. Maybe that would make him work harder. I don't know how I feel, though, about Collin Sexton saw it alongside Austin Reeves, unless Collin Sexton really buys into the defensive side. Because if he doesn't, then you ultimately can end up having the same level of redundancies that you had with D'Lo and Austin Reeves, right? Which is, if they're not cooking offensively, which Collin Sexton is more athletic, gives you better rim pressure, right? He can score in more ways than like a D'Angelo Russell could. But still, like, if he's not producing offensively, then he's giving nothing defensively. And now you lack that defense out on the perimeter still, right? You get better hustle, better rebounding, and just like 50-50 balls, right? Like, you'd win more of those with Collin Sexton than you would right now. But I'd still have my concerns, which is why I kind of like the idea of going and maybe taking Rui and turning him into, another 3-and-D wing. And then go with Sexton or Reeves. To be honest, they'd probably go with Reeves, so Sexton would probably come off the bench. But I would honestly go with Sexton just for the athleticism. But Sexton or Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, we'll just say Kyle Kuzma, right? Kyle Kuzma, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. I just like that so much better, right? And then now you got the size, the versatility, all of that. I don't hate that, right? And like I said, you get a young, just guard that can help kind of offset the loss of Gabe Vincent and a D'Angelo Russell, right? He's a guy that can shoot threes, 40% three-point range, right? Apply the rim pressure. He's a guy that can get you buckets, right? He's a guy that go get you 18, 20 a night, right? So it bolster our offense, but would it bolster our defense? That's why I think if something like that were to happen, you're probably going to have to turn Rui into another defensive piece or two, right? Like you almost have to, because you're just going to need that better balance because, unless Collin Sexton really just buys in to the defense side of things like he's never done before. There's the thing. All the teams he's been on previously have all been bad. Cleveland was terrible at the time when he was on before he got traded. And same thing with the Utah Jazz. So it's hard to want to play and exert all your energy on the defensive side of things when you're on bad teams that aren't playing defense anyway and no one's getting after it. It's different. Again, like I said, when you have a Dorian Finney-Smith, you have an Anthony Davis, you have these guys that were just getting after it. Also, the Utah Jazz never wanted to get rid of Jared Vanderbilt, right? Like they were doing everything they could to keep Jared Vanderbilt, but they wanted the Lakers picks more, right? If you remember, Utah was willing to do the trade even in the offseason before the trade ultimately ended up getting done, but they didn't want to give up Jared Vanderbilt. And then all throughout the season, it was like no Vando, no Vando, no Vando, no Vando. And then Danny Ainge eventually caved, and the Lakers were able to get Jared Vanderbilt. So I think they may end up being willing to take Jared Vanderbilt back. Gabe Vincent, like they said, Vando, Gabe Vincent would give them, tradable pieces. Jalen Hood-Schifino. I mean, what the Lakers would also get is because between Gabe Vincent, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, that's enough right there to clear Collin Sexton, right? That'd give you $21 million, which clear $3 million, and then you could throw in a Jalen Hood-Schifino. You don't even have to throw in the Jalen Hood-Schifino if you don't want to, unless that's like the deal breaker, right? Because supposedly the Jazz were interested in Jalen Hood-Schifino. If you don't have to give up Hood-Schifino, then I wouldn't. I would just kind of go the other way. But, if this is something, because again, remember, this is a Utah guy that's saying this. This isn't a Laker, because I know people are going to be like, why would Utah do that? I don't know. Ask the Utah guy, right? Like, again, if this was a Lakers report or a Lakers insider, then yeah, it'd kind of be like, because it's like, do they really value Jalen Hood-Schifino that much? Or do they really, Danny Ainge really want that unprotected? I mean, it's possible, right? He's not getting a first for Collin Sexton. He's just not. So does he look at the like second round picks and stuff like that as less value than removing protections on that 2027 pick? Possibly. Or maybe it's like removing protections and the seconds. I don't know. There could be wiggle room for other things, right? But essentially, if you could clear essentially 2 to 3 or 2, I guess, 1 to 2 roster spots, because if it's Gabe Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt, that you'd clear 1 roster spot. If it's Vando with Jalen Hood-Schifino plus Gabe Vincent, then you clear 2 roster spots. So if you clear essentially another $5 million off your books, plus are able to get an open 2 roster spots, I don't hate the idea, right? Because then at that point, you're not just bringing in Collin Sexton. You're bringing in Collin Sexton plus whatever those 2 other guys are. Right? And then after that, you could still have Rui and other pieces, vet minimum guys to go make these other moves. So again, you could take Rui and let's say Rui and Cam Reddish, right? Or Jackson Hayes. You could take those 2 and then go and grab like I said, a Kuz, or throw in Christian Wood, whatever, and get a Kuz, right? Make it work. And then go just kind of leverage to go get, you maybe have to trade Cam Reddish at that point, but, if you could get that Day'Ron Sharpe deal done. Now, if you told me you got Collin Sexton, Day'Ron Sharpe, and Kyle Kuzma, right, just using Kuz as an example, like something like that, let's just say a 3-and-D wing. Right? If you got Collin Sexton, Day'Ron Sharpe, and a 3-and-D wing, or do you just go get Nikola Vucevic? That could be kind of interesting, right? Like, I mean, offensively, you'd be ridiculous. Defensively, it'd be a little rough, but offensively, you'd be really good. Do you kind of just like push chips in offensively and just make them figure it out, right? Like, Lakers have options, right? They have flexibility there, but especially if you don't have to give up your seconds or your firsts, right? Then you could go and make a play for just a like Nikola Vucevic. Bring him in along with the Sexton, Not bad, right? I'd still have Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, I'd still bring Sexton off the bench. I mean, honestly, I'd bring Reeves off the bench, but Lakers aren't going to bring Reeves off the bench. They bring Sexton off the bench. You'd have Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Nikola Vucevic, and then Collin Sexton, Max Christie, Dalton Connect, Christian. Well, you'd still could keep Christian Wood at that point. Christian Wood, and then you'd have to Jackson Hayes, but you could scatter guys, right? I don't hate it, right? And you clear, like I said, bring in two other players through roster spots, right? So, maybe bring in a Dennis Smith Jr. or something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Because again, like I said, this is a Jazz guy. This isn't a Laker guy. So keep that in mind. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea? Do you hate the idea? Kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel. Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. If you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.